Aha, yeah, here we are. We are here talking about the ES335. This thing is huge, it doesn't fit in the screen. Guys, welcome back. I've been having a blast today. Did a live stream with Scar My Guitar channel. Sent them some G-code. They ran some G-code. We're making some tweaks on it. We're gonna build a great guitar and give it away to some of you guys out there. So thanks for all the new subscriptions and the new likes. And if this is the first time you're seeing this, then you know, come on in. Let's build some guitars and talk about some CNC work. So today I have something that this thing is just awesome. So I shot a bunch of footage for this. I was gonna put it in one video, but it was just way too long. I'm gonna show you all of the setups that I did in Fusion 360 on that, and then coming up, you know, I've got 3 videos worth of content on this already ready. I got 3 videos of this content already set to go, but we're gonna have some even more when we go into building our own version of this body. So this is just the neck we got to get cranked out of here, so I thought you guys might like to see it. It's really cool content. I think it is really cool content. Complex CNC work, really interesting dynamic part. So 1958, the original ES335 came out in 1958, and they had what they called then the fat neck. It's just what they say, it's a fat neck. So this is the neck that comes with this kit, and we're going to Fusion, and I remodeled this thing. I used those 1958 dimensions, and we're gonna start making this thing. So let's head out to the shop. We'll start cutting some stock, and let's start cutting this thing out.
Okay guys, I'm gonna try to explain this again. I know we did this in the last neck video, but people really seem interested in this subject, so I'm just gonna walk you through my setups. First, let me walk you through the cam a little bit. So we're gonna go through the cam a little bit here, and I'll show you what we're doing as far as the cam processes, and then I'll show you how we set them up here on the machine.
Okay guys, I've had a lot of requests to show a little bit more of the cam processing that I got going on here in Fusion 360. So I'm gonna run through these really quick for this ES-335 FAT NECK. And we're just gonna race through these pretty quickly, try to provide you a bunch of information really fast. So the first setup, we're gonna set up like this in this orientation on the front edge of the spoil board with this with this scarfed edge, just kind of hanging over. We're gonna do a bore, simple bore for the tuner holes. That's with a 1/4 inch end mill. And then we're gonna go to this contour. This is a 1/10 of an inch step down, 1/2 inch end mill with a 60 thousandths stock to leave. And then I'm doing a cleanup. And these are two 30 thousandths step over cleanups that are 1/4 inch step downs. And that gives me my contour. These little woollygigs out here, that's just on my lead out, lead in. I've modified those so that I get that. It's kind of the first time I've really done that, so I really liked it, so we'll probably see more of this, but this worked really well. So next setup, we're gonna turn the stock like this and set it up in this orientation. I cut the truss rod slot. This is just a truss rod slot with a 0.225 inch end mill. Then we're going to do a 3/8 round over and this trace operation to cut this recess for the adjustment screw on the truss rod. I have some extra material back here that I'm going to take care of at this point, and I'm just going to rough this out while I'm leaving stock to leave off of the face here. And then we're going to run a contour to clean up that face, and then finally we're going to contour this back edge. And that's important because our next operation is going to indicate off of this face and that one face that we joined in the beginning. So, and this is really our last setup. And so we're going to set up the stock in this orientation, and then we're going to indicate off of this face and this face. And these two are pretty much the same operation. I had to do them in two pieces because of some complications, but so yeah, once again, pocket operation, 1/10 of an inch step down, 60 thousand stock to leave. Then we're going to go to the heel over here. We're just going to run a face to bring this down to the true dimension. Again, pocket operation, 1/10 of an inch step down, 1/2 inch end mill, 60 thousand stock to leave. Same thing over here. We're going to do the same exact thing as we've done in all these other ones. 1/10 of an inch step down, 1/2 inch end mill, 60 thousand stock to leave. This is just a little cleanup contour, so when I run my final scallop on the back of the neck, it's with a 3/4 inch ball end mill. And that's not going to be able to reach down into this sharp edge of the, where the fretboard engages with the neck. So I just run this little contour here just to clean that up ahead of time. Then we're going to do our finishing passes. So these are the last 3 finishing passes to clean up and to finish up the entire neck. And this is just a contour, and I'm doing this with a 1/2 inch end mill because my 3/4 inch ball mill will not get all the way to the bottom of this stock. So there are better tools for this, but I'm using this, and I'm just leaving I think I'm leaving 20 thousand stock to leave on here, so I can clean that up by hand and not have any of these gouges from the edge of the end mill. Scallop, 3/4 inch ball mill with a 10th, I think this is 60 thousandth step over. We'll do that. It doesn't reach into that recess there, but I've already previously cut that contour. And then finally we'll scallop the back of the headstock to finish that off. And that's it. So that's the part. Let's get out there and let's start cutting it.
Okay guys, that was the cam. I'm out here in the shop. I apologize for extra noise. I'm trying to make it sound as best as possible, but not ideal conditions. But people seem to want to know this information, so I'm going to try to get it to you. So I've got a couple of things set up here on my spoil board to make this cut go as accurately as possible. So I have a small little piece of MDF here that I've set up, and I've milled an edge along this edge here. And then I have a second piece of MDF that I've milled on the other side. And then I have my scarf, and I've run that scarf tool pass that we cut the neck stock with on that as well. So that'll support the headstock when we're cutting the back of the neck. So in the first operation, I've got my neck stock set up right here, and this is, I've replicated the exact dimensions of this in the Fusion 360 stock for the setups on this. So everything should be very accurate. And then I've taken to the joiner, and I've joined off this edge on this, so I have a perfectly flat edge on this side. So we're gonna do all of our indicating and all of our placement on the CNC bed from this edge and essentially from the break angle where the scarf joint happens. So our first setup is gonna flush this flat edge up against the milled edge on the CNC machine here, and we'll indicate from this edge and from this edge right here. I'm going to flip this stock. I'll attach this piece here, which is exactly the same dimension as my heel. We'll attach that in here, and then I'll flip it over here. This one's going to be a little bit tricky to set up, but essentially I'll be setting up based off of this heel part here, and then we're going to cut the truss rod slot. We'll be indicating once again off this same edge and this same line. And then once that's done, we'll flip this over, we'll remove this piece, set it in again with this same edge and up against this scarf cut up there, and then we'll mill all the rest of the back. So, and then once again, we're indicating from here, and I'm actually, so in that last operation of the top, we surfaced off this edge. So we can indicate from here and here and get the accuracy that we want.
Okay, so that was it. We're almost there to cut in the back of the headstock. We're gonna hit up the next video here really quick. Let me know what you think of this one. This is kind of a new style I'm working with. I really like it. I think it looks great. I think it looks really cinematic. Let me know what you think. These videos end up being a lot longer because I'm not shooting as much time lapse, right? So less of the camera sitting in one place and the CNC moving around, or even when I had the camera on the CNC and the CNC was moving all around, so it looked like the part was going crazy. Yeah, this is kind of just another technique that I'm messing around with, trying to find my style, and I really like it. I think some of this stuff, it looks really good, so let me know what you think about it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. That should be it, right? Is that it? You guys still here? Go on. Go home. Go home. It's over. It's over. We're...